What's up, guys? Please excuse my embarrassing really orange shirt, but today we have a little bit something different. We are working on a stereo install on my dad's Dodge Dakota. I believe it's a 1996. Anyways, he tried to wire it up, it didn't work, and then it sat in the computer room for like 2 years. So I'm here to save the day, at least try to, and dissect this initial wiring mess and then rewire it so it can actually work. I already have pretty much, well, I have the stereo itself and the connectors that connect to the harness in my dad's truck, but I just need to kind of figure out all these wires. I think the thing is, I guess he thought that all the wires are supposed to match colors or something, but I think that some colors are supposed to be different colors. I think that's what my thing is. So anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to bore you guys with me trying to troubleshoot the wiring. So I'll catch you in like 20 years when I figure all this out. So this is it, the 1996 Dodge Dakota Sport, long bed, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to cue up a cinematic introduction right now. Go ahead and say sorry for all of the bird noises. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning and they just want to wake up and be really damn loud. So according to my dad, this front fascia plate or trim, whatever you want to call it, is just held in by some pop-in stuff. So I have my handy dandy trim tools, professional style, and my cloth right here, so I can just pop it up. I'm gonna try to do it at the bottom so I can kind of hide a crime if I really mess up. Okay, that's a promising sound. And there's one electrical connector back here for this dead switch. Okay. That, I think this should just be able to kind of cool. So I'm just gonna set this to the side here, and now we are working with this right here. Looks like there is two 10mm bolts. Let me go ahead and get my ratchet. All right. So I have it all wired up. I'll show you guys how I wired it if it works. I'm just going to kind of set this in there like that. Plug in the battery and then let's see if it works. Battery's connected. Now it's time to switch this puppy on and see what's up. Hopefully you guys are on, yeah. Alright, so we're not even getting power, so what I want to do is get my multimeter here, and I put the ground to the ground. That's what this is. Just stick that in there kind of like that, so it'll be grounded. And now I want to try to figure out what is the constant power. So there's no ignition on, so that's when your constant power comes through. When your ignition is not switched on. So looks like this pink wire, this first pink wire here, when I hold it up, as you guys might be able to see in there, it's 12.3 volts. So you have constant power coming from the battery. Whenever I check the other ones, nothing, nothing, Nothing. And now I'm going to check the black ones. Just the black to see if it does anything. I think the black connector here goes to the separate speakers. Yeah. Okay, so there's your constant power. So pink wire is constant power. Now I want to see what is the switch power. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my ignition on. And it's the second wire, this red and white. Okay, so yeah, it looks like pink, constant, the red and white, whenever I switch it on, it's showing 12 volts. So now I just got to make sure those connections are done first on this wiring harness. So let me do that real quick. Alright, I'm back with my wiring diagram. I just have a thing outlining. I'll put it up on the screen, and it just outlines what the harness for the radio needs. Alright, so I'll put this on the screen right now. You guys can screenshot or whatever. So this top part is the Sony harness, the one that plugs into the actual radio itself. And then I just went and outlined what is what. So you guys can see white is left front positive and negative, and you guys can see go through. Blue and white is the antenna power. Red is switch power, so that's like when you turn on the ignition. 12 volt constant power is the yellow. Black is ground that has an eyelet on it, so it's really easy to find that. Orange and white, I couldn't figure out what this was, probably a dimmer of some sorts, but I didn't do it for this install. And then right here is kind of where it gets kind of complicated. The top rows right here, this one and this one, are the stock harness. So coming from the truck harness itself, and this is the new thing we bought. It's like a aftermarket connectors, so it gives you the kind of allows you to connect your stock connectors to your aftermarket radio without having to cut off that stock connector. If that makes any sense, I'll try to throw in a video clip that explains it now. But I went ahead and just outlined, so these two tops, these are what match. So pink goes with the yellow, and then that's how they all connect together. So this yellow on the new and the pink on the old is a 12 volt constant, and that's how they're kind of grouped. In the middle is what they are. So that's what they are, and that's easy to explain. So it says here that the 12 constant needs to be the yellow wire here, which I guess I have it connected to this gray wire for some reason. That's wrong. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect those two yellow wires together. And also I need to strip this wire. So if you guys don't have one of these automatic strippers, it's really nice tool to have. Especially if you do a lot of wiring like I do. It just makes it so easy to strip. No more having to use a blade or anything like that. Just going to quickly protect that connection with this electrical tape. Just going to do that real quick. Okay. And now make sure I have the switch power right, which is the second wire here, and the switched is the red. Okay, so that should work. Now when I plug this in, and the radio should turn on. Okay, that's what should happen. So let me go ahead and plug in these connectors. Okay. Alright, I don't know if you guys heard that, but we do have power. Now I'm going to hook this radio here. Should go in here, I think. Alright. There we go. Goes in. Alright, perfect. So I'm just going to set this here for now and turn on the radio and turn on the car. See if it turns on. There we go. So we have power. So now the next thing is, okay, so now I'm going to change the station here. Okay, if you guys don't know, the original radio, we never had FM radio. We couldn't get it to work because the radio was so bunk. Now we have it. If you guys can hear that music, ooh, sweet sounds. But I can only hear it out of this right rear. So I think I have some of the rest of the wiring messed up. It would be through this this black connector here. So now I gotta sort out all that. I'll catch up with you guys in a second once I fix the wiring. Alright, I made some changes in the wiring. Now I'm just gonna connect my all the shit again. Alright, so we have power. So I didn't change anything with that. Let's go to the tuner and see if we can hear it everywhere. I think you can figure out how to put it in different areas, like the fade, the balance and stuff. I don't really know how to do that shit. That's presets. But, alright, it works. So we're gonna go inside, solder all the connectors. I'll show you guys how to do that and make it really, really nice. And now since our wiring is done, I can show you guys exactly how to do this if you guys are doing the same type of I highly doubt you're gonna have the same exact combination, but if you guys are, then I'll show you guys the wiring diagram. But you guys saw me figure out how to do it. So you want to get your power first, and then from there you want to work on getting your negative and your positive for each speaker. In this, there's only 4 zones, so your left front, your right front, and then your rears for both sides. So anyways, I'm gonna stop talking your ear off right now. Let's go inside and solder these connections. Quickly, I'm gonna go over some wiring basics and how I solder everything together. Now soldering, first of all, you guys may say it's solder, solder, it's solder. It's pronounced solder. My comment section destroyed my ass whenever I did that, so yeah, so what you're gonna need is a soldering iron. I have this one from Harbor Freight. It's literally $3 and it works like a dream. It's all about the technique. Heat gun. For the heat shrink tubing, you can use a lighter, but this heat gun always works, especially in the wind and stuff, and the wind can be a biatch in West Texas. So I use that for that. Heat shrink tubing. I just get this assortment of 127. Comes from Harbor Freight, a couple bucks, and you can get a bunch of different sizes. Works really well. I use mostly, I guess, these two right here because I use a lot of 14 gauge wire in my automotive wiring. And then next, pretty much, you just want to kind of butt the wires up together and twist them together, heat it up, and then add some solder, and then heat down or shrink down your shrink wrap. 2 other things you really want to get is a good pair of wire strippers. I was talking about these earlier. These are made by Vice Grip. You can get these at Lowe's for around 20 bucks, or you can get them on Amazon or whatever. These are really nice. You can set the length, and you pretty much put your wire here, and it strips it automatically just when you pull. This is opposed to one of those ones where you kind of separate it yourself, or using a blade or some scissors or whatever your backyard garage technique is. It is so worth it. It saves you time. This literally takes 1 second to get your wire stripped, and it works with a lot of different sizes. It also has crimpers and stuff like that right here. Next thing you're going to want to need is a good pair of wire cutters. These are from Cobalt. I bought these brand new. I always suggest buying a brand new or finding a way to sharpen old ones or whatever. These are just really nice. These are flush cuts also for zip ties, so you don't cut yourself when you put zip ties in your car, because if you mod your car a lot, you're going to use a lot of zip ties. So just get a nice pair of these. They're just really small. I was using one of these earlier and it just sucks. These are for, like, my mom uses them and just dulls them up to hell. So I just have one of these, and some solder. Now next thing is solder. There's a whole, I can go in for years and years about solder. I use a really thin solder. This is, let's see if I can give you some stats. Diameter 0.020, and yeah, so it's really nice. This is really old stuff that's been laying around in my garage forever. And you guys can see I have like a billion feet of this, so I'm going to be using this forever. It's really nice and thin, so whenever I'm wiring, automotive wiring especially, it's not really thick stuff. This works like a dream. You can get all this stuff at Harbor Freight. Again, I just bought some of the stuff at Lowe's because I like the higher quality stuff. But yeah, so let me go ahead and dive into this stuff, and I'll check in with you guys and show you guys what this looks like when I'm all finished with my profession. Also, you're gonna want a little bit of this damp paper towel to clean off your soldering iron. Some people use a sponge, some people use the actual purpose-built tool. Let me get into it. I'm talking way too long, and let's go ahead and get right into wiring and the final install of this radio. Alright, I just want to give you guys a quick look over my wiring before I threw it in the car. I have all this over here. I just added a male connector here and then a female connector here. And the original connector was this. There are kits that make this fitting, this male fitting, but it's the same exact thing as a male and female I had in the house, so there it is. Now it's time to install and then show it off to my dad. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. The radio install is my first ever install. Hope you guys can hear me over my Jeep's engine, my 3.8. It's so goddamn loud for no reason. Anyways, like the video if you liked it, comment below any tips or tricks on the same install, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Peace.